Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. We'll get started in about just 1 to 2 more minutes. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for joining us for our SOAR Success Over and Above Reality virtual networking event for our first quarter. This is Women Soaring in Business, and we have a wonderful panel that is going to answer tons of questions today. We believe we have a lot more who are going to be joining us. Maybe they're in traffic, maybe they're delayed, but we do not want to delay too much further because there are some logistics that we would like to get out of the way, not in a bad way, in a good way, things that we need to do. So I'm going to share our introduction video. So those who are on the call who don't know much about SOAR, our wonderful organization, I am Latoya Dawkins. I have the pleasure of serving as a director of curriculum instruction and one of the co-directors of our virtual business and entrepreneurship series. So really having the pleasure of helping to support this event today is just an absolute honor. I did receive a note that some are struggling with logging on, but like I said, I'm sure they'll get here soon. So I'm going to ask my fellow co-hosts if they would like to introduce themselves to the rest of you today.
Hello and good evening. I am C. Morgan. I am the Director of Strategic Planning for SOAR.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rosa McCamry, and I'm the founder and CEO of SOAR. Welcome, and it's great to see and have you here with us this evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tiana Garner, and I am the Director of HR for SOAR. Glad to see you today.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your introductions. That is our host for today. And so at this time, I'm just going to share our introduction video, as I mentioned earlier, so you just know a little bit more about our organization and what we do.
As a nonprofit organization, our mission is to empower our youth to become future change agents, excelling in their academics while leading the charge in the fields of hospitality, tourism, business, and entrepreneurship. Simply put, our goal is to encourage our youth by improving their self-esteem, strengthening their leadership abilities and qualities, developing their business etiquette, fostering independent thinking, and creating opportunities that can transcend into any business or entrepreneurial career path desired. Our programs are designed to meet our scholars where they are. We offer impactful experiences through hands-on simulations and interactive engagement. Whether virtual or in person, our scholars are stimulated and encouraged to partake in innovative and forward-thinking dialogue. Our classes are taught by some of the nation's most experienced entrepreneurs, educators, and other subject matter experts in their respective fields. We foster an environment where respect, camaraderie, integrity, and excellence are not just terms, but practicing lifestyles. The resources we provide and our work to expand our reach through external collaborations, sponsorships, and partnerships continue to evolve, helping to bring much needed light to those in dark places. Interested in partnering with us? Or perhaps you'd like to sponsor one of our scholars? Well, there are endless opportunities for you to get involved. Visit us on our website at www.letsoarnj.org for more information, or contact us at info@letsoarnj.org. Together, we accomplish more. Let's soar!
Okay, thank you all for engaging in that introduction video of our organization. We're doing some really, really great big things. Go ahead and drop an airplane in the chat if you can. Let us know you're here to support all of our work and all the great things that we're doing in the community. We are soaring, y'all. We are soaring. All right, our CEO started us off with the first airplane. Yes, we are soaring away. So at this time, I'm going to invite our participants. Put your name in the chat box, your first and last name. Let us know what business or organization you're here representing. All right, so we have Angela Masden from Rose Dove Consulting. Thank you for being here. Yes, let's get to know who's in the room. Put your name, your first and last name, your organization or business in the chat. Let us know who is here. All right, waiting for those names and businesses. Don't be shy, promote yourself. All right, we have Coach Gloria here from Think on Purpose LLC. She is one of our panelists for today. All right, we have Michelle Johnson in the room from Serene by Nature. Naturally You Hair Care and Cafe. Awesome. My personal hairstylist is here. Right, we have Chef Andre from Urban Chefs Network. Yes. Okay, we have Miss Tab of Tabney Dossier, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Enterprises, Black woman-owned media company based in Reno, Nevada. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Yes, we have Miss Valise in the house from Sincerely Nicole Media. She's one of our panelists. So happy to have her here. We have Miss Monet CMOS by Jay Cortez and PCC Incorporated. Yes, I love it. All the women soaring in business. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. So this is a networking event, right? So what do we do at networking? We engage, we talk, we get to know each other. So we are going to have some interaction from all of you here today. Yes, our CEO of S.O.A.R is on the line, Miss Rosie McCamery. All right, so I am going to launch a poll as a way to just have all of us engage here today, start getting some juices flowing and our thoughts flowing. So it's going to pop up on your screen and you can go ahead and respond. All right, so there are going to be 3 questions on your screen. How important is owning or leading a business to you? The second question is, do you think you have what you need to start a business? And what do you hope to gain by attending this event? So go ahead and take some time to answer those questions. I can see your responses coming in, and then I'll share the poll with everyone to see. All right, just waiting on a few more responses, and then I'll close the poll. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. We could look at some of the responses together. All right, so for the first question, how important is owning or leading a business to you? So we have 1 neutral, we have 5 important, or should I say, I should use percentages. 42% of you said it's important, 50% of you said very important. Okay, do you think you have what you need to start a business? 30% of you say yes, 10% of you say no, 60% of you said somewhat. So it sounds like there's some learning and engaging we can do here together in the room. And then for this last question, what do you hope to gain by attending this event? 90% of you, so this was, you can choose as many options as you wanted for this question. 90% of you said knowledge, 60% of you said a larger network, 20% of you said hope, 50% of you said money. All right, thank you all for that. So without further ado, I am going to open up this time for introductions from our panelists. I am actually going to spotlight them for you on your screen. So that way they are in the front and we know exactly who they are. And I'm just going to ask them all to introduce themselves to you so you get to know who our panelists are, where they're coming from, what their business is, and the perspective that they are speaking from. All right. So all of our panelists have been spotlighted for you. So the first panelist I see on my screen is Coach Gloria. So I'm going to have you go ahead and introduce yourself. And then all panelists, I'm asking you 2 questions. And the 2 questions are, so first you'll introduce yourself. And then the 2 questions are, what are you passionate about? And what are you working on? So I'll open it up first to Coach Gloria.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gloria Ingram. I am currently working at Broadridge Financial Solutions, have a career there for the past 34 years, and I am very passionate about helping women to value who they are and to believe in what they can do, which is why Think on Purpose LLC has been established as a coaching company that I am now leading. And I'm working on building that each and every day. And I'm also passionate about, in the personal space, self-care. I believe that all women should definitely take care of themselves and provide self-care. And in my spiritual space, I am passionate about my faith. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach Gloria, for sharing. Ms. Monet, I'll pass it to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Quintina McDowell. I go by Monet. I am the founder and CEO of S.O.A.R Cortez. I am also the founder and CEO of PCC Incorporated, which is Project Community Center. It's a nonprofit organization that services the youth here in Louisville, Kentucky. I am passionate about health and wellness, which also includes self-care, motivating, encouraging others, and also conquering. I'm also passionate about the youth as well.
Thank you so much, Ms. Monet. Ms. Felice, I'll pass it to you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Felice, also known as the neighborhood publicist. I own my own PR firm, Sincerely Nicole Media. And what am I passionate about? What was the other question?
Yes, and what are you working on?
Oh, what am I working on? What I'm passionate about is helping the people in my community build more visible brands and more sustainable businesses. That's what I'm passionate about, specifically Black women and Black men. Those are most of my clients, and that's on purpose because I think we have the ability to grow our businesses just as big as anybody else's. We just don't always get the visibility and the resources that other people get. So I do my best to make that easier on as many people as I can. What I'm working on right now is, that's a loaded question. What I'm working on for my clients? But I think like the biggest thing right now that I have going on is my client is actually getting ready to do a book with a very well-known person that everybody here knows. I can't say who it is yet, but that's what the biggest thing I'm working on this year, and that's gonna be the biggest thing to drop.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Can't wait to hear more about that. All right, Miss Tiandra.
Hi, I am Tiandra Robinson. I am based in Louisville. I am the marketing maven, aka the Black business guru. So I am passionate about helping Black businesses succeed through marketing. So I work with a lot of the Black-owned businesses here in the city of Louisville. So that's definitely what I'm passionate about. It's finding ways to close gap through Black entrepreneurship. Currently, I'm working on several things. I have a Black Bakers competition coming up. I have my annual 502 Black Business Week, which is a week-long sales event that is in celebration of Juneteenth, and it's also to highlight Black-owned businesses here in the city of Louisville. So if you Google 502 Black Business Week, you'll see a bunch of press clippings. I've done it since 2018, and I'm also doing a kickoff event for that called Winging It, which is a wing competition to find out who is the wing master in the 502.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Let's clap it up for our panelists already. I love them all sharing their passions and all the wonderful things that they're working on. So we're gonna start with an opening question. And the opening question is, what inspired you to start your own business or pursue a career in your field? So I'm going to toss this to Miss Monet, if you can open us up with your response to that.
Okay, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Absolutely. What inspired you to start your own business or pursue a career in your field?
What inspired me to start my own business was to be able to have the opportunity to work for myself and the stability. I worked many years for corporate America. However, I do believe that when you seek the knowledge and when you can learn more or be more knowledgeable, then you know, the people on your job, then you could also be able to start your own business. My passion for starting my own business was to be able to have the freedom of being able to do what I wanted to do and what I love to do, and my passion to do what I love every day, like waking up every day and being able to do what I love. What inspired me about that was, you know, just being able to reach out to other people and, you know, helping them to understand and know that there is another way. There is an option. I wanted my children to know that there was other opportunities. You have a choice to work for someone or to be your own boss. I didn't want them to be secluded to where they felt like I have to work for someone else. You know, we're all capable. We all can seek the knowledge and be able to expand our knowledge and be able to work for ourselves. So I wanted to give them the opportunity because my children look up to me. And we have a rule in our house is when we start something that we cannot quit. So we have to complete and accomplish what it is that we are set out to do. And so I wanted to be able to be that role model for them. And along the way in my journey, I've also inspired other people to start their business and to just take that leap of faith. You know, it starts in the mind. I do believe that, you know, what we think and what we believe is what comes to pass. So it was very important for me to be able to start my own business. I learned at a very young age, and my grandfather taught me about being a business entrepreneur. And it's very important for us Black people to own our own businesses and own our own whatever it is that we wanted to have in life, and be able to also expand generational wealth. So that is something that I wanted to do, and I've been doing it since 2020.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you dropped a few gems in there about freedom. You dropped some gems in there about, you know, wanting to own, you know, your own time, and you know, encouraging your children not to be afraid to take a leap into business, which, as everyone knows, at SOAR, that's what we promote all the time with our young people. So I'll also ask the same question to Miss Tiandra. Getting into marketing, and you shared in your introduction about specifically wanting to support, you know, Black women and Black businesses. So what inspired you to go that route in your own business and to pursue that lane?
Yeah, so actually I still work full-time as well, doing something completely different from marketing. I help students prepare for post-secondary education. But originally when I came out of undergrad at Western Kentucky, I have a bachelor's in advertising. And so I always wanted to work in an advertising agency here in the city, but I never was able to get that opportunity. So around 2009, I had to create my own experience. I had to do a lot of self-branding, and I was able to work with a lot of artists. I started off in public relations, and I had, you know, a lot of clients in that field. And so I was doing a lot of freelance. I was doing a lot of pro bono stuff. And then I switched over to marketing. People really weren't understanding the concept of public relations. So when I switched to strictly marketing, it was just small businesses in general, because I felt like they didn't have really the revenue or the marketing budget to properly market their business. It just so happened that all of my clients were Black businesses. And so I often tell people, I feel like this really is my purpose, because I always try to get away from, I don't want to just put myself in a box to say strictly Black owned businesses, but that's who are my supporters. Anytime that I've generated revenue of my business, it's come from business owners. And so seeing the impact that I have just as a solopreneur to have helped as many businesses that I have in the city is what inspires me and keeps me going in that direction. Because I'm always looking for me, it's always looking for ways to create exposure for Black-owned businesses, and not just in Louisville, but for any Black-owned business. So I'm always looking for opportunities. I'm always creating opportunities, whatever I can, to spotlight businesses so people know that these Black businesses exist.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I love that you shared the support coming from Black, um, your Black clients, which I feel like is not often championed and celebrated in those spaces. So I appreciate you sharing that. So I'm going to ask the co-host, Miss C. She's going to present the next question.
All right. As we know, in being business owners and working, everything is not always so pleasant. You know, we call them learning opportunities. So I want to ask Ms. Felice the next question. Can you share a significant challenge that you faced as a woman in business and how you have overcame it?
Yes, that is a great question. Actually, I started my business full time in 2019, the summer of 2019, and then what happened at the beginning of 2020? COVID.
Pandemic.
So I lost $250,000 worth of contracts because of COVID. Went from, and like I said, I did not have the security of my full-time job anymore. So it was like, okay, what do I do here? Like, of course, thank God for all the protections that they had. But like I told people, I was like, that unemployment money wasn't doing nothing for my life. Felice was living a six-figure life over here. So $40,000 wasn't really, doing much to help me. So it was like, I had to figure out how to pivot. And what ended up happening was, even though a lot of the sports and entertainers that I worked with at the time and those events were gone, what was blowing up was nonprofits that were in the social justice space in that realm. So I was able to take my skills and start doing work for them and helping them with their communications, which then led me to be like, wow, like I love PR. I do still love sports. I do still love entertainment, but it made me realize like that doesn't need to be my bread and butter. And I never wanted entertainment and sports to be my end all be all. So it helped me restructure my business into becoming a community-based PR firm where I still do events and I still, work with athletes and entertainers, but I do it in a different capacity. I'm usually on the side where I'm working with their projects for community-based things. Like for example, I did Megan Thee Stallion's mental health initiative, where previous to that, I would have been doing her album versus doing the mental health initiative. So I restructured my business to where who I support and help, I never have to worry about them not having something going on.
Right, exactly. And it's funny you saying that when we talk about even the pandemic or even COVID coming into it, it is a challenge when, like we said, we don't always expect the unknown that's coming in. So when you said you went into the PR and you didn't even want to go into entertainment, was that a passion of yours that you just let lay there, or that was something else that you just wanted to because the opportunity was there?
Well, I had always been very involved in community and I had been an organizer previously, had done a lot of social justice stuff my whole life because I grew up around a bunch of civil rights leaders. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. So
Okay.
Fred Shuttlesworth was like a really good family friend. So I grew up with people like him. I grew up knowing Denise McNair's family. Like I knew all of those people for real. So when you grow up in that, you just kind of, it's naturally just to be like about community. And I grew up in a 60% Black city. So I've seen all kind of Black people doing all kind of things my entire life. So I was always passionate about community. So I found a way to just marry it. I always loved sports. I played tennis for 15 years, semi-professionally for 6 years. So I just kind of combined everything I'm passionate about into my agency, and I get to do it now. Like I still get to do stuff like with the Warriors, with the Mavericks, but all of it is now based like in my community initiatives and helping my clients. Everyone that I have, they're about the community, whatever product they're selling, whatever message they're pushing forward, they're all about pushing our people forward in a positive way.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Sounds good. And it seems like you do have plenty of experience of overcoming challenges and more to come that we don't even always expect. All right. And Mrs. Monet, I want to ask you the same question. Can you share a significant challenge that you face as a woman in business and how have you overcame it? You're muted,
You're
Miss Monet.
muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
One of the challenges that I face being a woman and a business entrepreneur is just being able to brand my product and get it out there, because there's so many people doing our that have CMOS, and there are also so many people who have their own nonprofit organizations with the youth. And so for me, there can be a lot of competition, but what I had to learn is how to set myself apart from the other businesses to be able to stand out as a woman in business and a minority woman in business as well. And so for me, I had to, hit the ground running, of course, and get out here and promote myself, be the brand. A lot of times I wanted to be behind the scenes, but when you are the brand, you have to get out there and people have to see you, have to speak, you have to be able to tell your story. And I had a story, and just like Felice at the time, I think, is your name Felice? Felice? Is it Felice? Okay, thank you. At the time, COVID happened, and for me, my sales just escalated. Everything started happening because it was health and wellness. People were being exposed. Doctors were being exposed. People weren't trusting other people. There was trust in medications and doctors and whatnot. And so for me, it just took off from there. And I got to tell my story. All of my products that I do sell on my website, I consume them myself. So I was able to tell my story. And I always tell people, I can't tell your story, but I can tell mine. And all of my products and the things that they've done for me, I was able to help other people in the community. And I started to then educate other people, which is very important to me, to educate our people, because it's a lot of us that just don't know. We just simply don't know, and are never heard of it, and so we get kind of skeptical, and we don't want to, like, I don't know anything about that. And then I also started to teach the youth as well about health and wellness and how to build the immune system and just live a healthier and happier life. So for me, it was just getting out there. I had to push myself. I had to do the things that I was afraid to do, and I do them because I'm afraid to do them. And I think that's the best way to overcome obstacles, is to just force yourself or push yourself to go on out there and just do it. That way you'll get over it and be able to conquer and be able to elevate as well, because it's a lot of people that are watching us, a lot of people who have the same fears, and just are afraid to get out there and try. But sometimes when they see you get out there and do it, it's like, oh, if you can do it, then I can do it, and what inspires you, what helps you get out there and do it, and so for me, I connect with my customers as well, which is a big deal for me. I love to engage and connect with them, because when I connect with them, then they could get they feel my energy, they feel my passion. We can relate to one another's story, and things that we have gone through and overcome as well. So it's very important for me to engage and interact with my customers. But that's what helped me to really get out there and brand myself. And I have so much more branding to do. So I have to get out there and I have to get in front of the camera, something that I didn't like to do, but I have to get out there and do it. And I've been successful since then.
And you're so correct when you say our story is the best story, because that is how we connect. And then on top of it, when you're saying the fear that you just have to get out there, because we all have those fears, we all have doubts in what we're doing, and should we do that, and if we want to have how you say, that resilience to bounce back even after some of these obstacles and challenges. So it's great to hear that, how you use your own product and you have your story that actually goes with it. I've actually used CMOS before. I have medical background too, and I love finding things that, like you said, improve the immune system. What you don't know, then as hearing that story and how it relates to you, it helps you connect more to your customer, your product, and just that person and genuine. Because I've heard all you guys say, ladies, say that you want to give back and that you do want to help people genuinely. And so now I want to hand it back over to Ms. Latoya.
All right. Yeah, some rich conversations. And I know there are some new participants in the room, so I just wanted to invite you. We asked earlier that you share your first and last name and your business or organization in the chat. So if you haven't done that yet, please go ahead and feel free to do so. This is a networking space, and we're always interested to know who's in the room. So this next question I'm going to toss to Coach Gloria, and it's how do you approach networking and building professional relationships in the virtual space? You're muted.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Sure. How do you approach networking and building professional relationships in the virtual space?
I would have to say in the virtual space, one of the things in terms of building relationship and networking is being in a place where you will put yourself out there. You have to get on the platforms. You have to search, the people that you want to connect with. You have to be in a place where you're communicating with them, you're replying to them, because otherwise that connection would not be built. And what they're looking for is those replies, they're looking for the engagement, they're looking for communication. So I would say definitely doing that search, looking for the community that you want to be connected to, and then allowing yourself to communicate with them.
Okay, and I'll ask you a follow-up question to that. So, and it kind of came up when Miss C talked a little bit about earlier resilience when Miss Monet was sharing her story and Miss Felice was sharing the challenging story. So how do you stay motivated and resilient in the face of setbacks or obstacles? So you reached out to that person online that you want to connect with and they don't respond. What do you do? How do you kind of handle some of the setbacks that occur as you try to reach out to people and try to make connections?
Well, one of the things you can't do is make people, respond to you. So in a case like that, which I did run into certain situations where I was trying to make that connection and I was not getting a response, we should never take any of those type of approaches, personal. You have to stay in the seat of just constantly being resilient. You bounce back. If one avenue doesn't work, you get out there, you keep searching, you keep looking, you don't give up. Because if one person doesn't respond, doesn't mean that everyone is not going to respond. So I think you have to stay motivated and just knowing that, I can't give up. I need to persevere through it. I need to keep doing the search and know that eventually you're going to make that connection. Most importantly, you don't give up, and especially not in business, because there's some days where it's just not as bright as other days. And there's some days where you don't be motivated. I find that in this space, every day you wake up, you're not always motivated. But when you know your purpose, when you know the reason why you're doing what you're doing, when there's a passion attached to it, it causes you just to keep moving forward, regardless of, getting a response or not.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that because I know that's something I think anyone starting a business or starting an organization or just starting an initiative can relate to when you're trying to reach out to people because you think this is going to be a great connection and we can do this together and they can support me and I can support them and it doesn't always land the same way and that can be really demotivating. So I appreciate you sharing what is a common experience in the field of business and entrepreneurship or like I said just even just starting an initiative, an idea. I know Ms. Felice talked about earlier activism, right? Can you imagine if everyone in the activism space stopped doing what they were passionate about every time a door was slammed? So I appreciate you sharing that. So yes, there's gems being dropped today. So I hope everyone's taking note. I'm trying to keep up as much as I can in the chat every time something's dropped. So please, please pay attention and we hope you get some valuable takeaways today. So I'm going to pass it to Ms. C to pose the next question to the panelists.
I do like when hearing and speaking out their journey that each have you taken? And when we're going through this journey, we always sometimes we don't have a mentor or we don't even have a role model at times. So Mrs. Tiandra, excuse me, when we're going through that and we're thinking about mentorship and you're on your journey when you started doing your business before that, do you have any notable mentors, and how do you think mentorship plays in the journey of a woman in business?
Starting out when I was doing public relations, I did have a mentor, and we never, it was just, she was an industry vet, and she just kind of took me under her wing. And so once I got away from doing the whole PR part, actually now I have more so of a business coach more so than a mentor. And my business coach is definitely pushing me to be as, I guess, legit in my business, to be as official in my business. And it's definitely challenging me to live on the other side of fear, because my goal is to be able to do T. Marie Consulting full time. And so she's pushing me to do these things that are going to set me up for success. I've also done some online type of programs. So I don't know if you all have heard of the Bank of America Women's Entrepreneurship through Cornell University. So I did that back in October. I thought that was interesting to be in this cohort of so many women entrepreneurs. But right now, currently, I don't have a mentor. I think I'm a self-appointed mentor to many of the Black businesses here in Louisville. And so for me, I just do what I can, because I try to get people to understand, when you give from the heart and it's genuine, you get that back tenfold. So everything that I've given to businesses here in the city, I've been blessed 10 times over. And I always tell people, for me, yes, I have this business to make money, but that's not my focus. And when you're money motivated, you lose sight of what you're really supposed to be doing things for. And so if I could help other businesses with whatever it is they're trying to do, that's what I do. So I'm more so probably a mentor to a lot of the businesses here in Louisville.
And that's great, since you're saying you're self-appointed and giving back. And like you said, I believe that. And I think that is so great. When you give back, give, instead of working in businesses. And people always have, there's not enough for me, when there's actually abundant, because we each have our own gifts that we do phenomenally for that. So giving back, we do get it back tenfold if we keep that abundance mindset moving forward. So that is so great to hear. All right. So that give that back to Miss Latoya.
Okay, Miss Valise. We've been talking a little bit about a little bit of everything in terms of business. And so I would like to ask, how do you navigate and overcome any biases or obstacles you encounter in the business world as a Black woman?
Ooh, I'm trying to see how to. Honestly, I don't look to overcome it. I view that like they're not my people. I don't force myself to work with them. I only work with people who understand me, who understand my clients, who value my clients. And if they don't, they just simply don't. I kind of moved away from that a while ago. Of trying to make people understand that don't get it. And that's bias. That can be race, that can be gender, that can be colorism, whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of bias it is. It could be also because I experienced as a Southern woman, because I don't I can code switch out of my accent, but I don't. Some people have bias against that. So I just truly feel like if you don't want to work with me, you just simply are not the people that I'm meant to work with. There are 7 billion people in this world, and I can find somebody else who wants to work with me and wants to work with my clients authentically as they are, because I refuse to change and be, contort myself to get anybody's money and to work with anybody. So I'm just simply not your cup of tea, and that's okay.
Okay, let's give some two virtual snaps for Miss Felice for sharing that. She said, I do not overcome it. I just simply do not work with them. All right. Shaking it up a bit, Miss C. You can have the next one. I'm gonna see law on that for a moment.
Okay. All right. I'll do Miss Monet. My unmute. Make sure I'm unmuted. All right. Well, Miss Monet, when you're going to your business, how do you ensure your business practice promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion?
I'm sorry, I'm muting myself. Okay, could you ask me the question one more time, please?
Yes, ma'am. How do you ensure that your business practices and promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Well, we service our company is very diverse, and because we have a certain target audience, and so for us, when we go out and we vend and we do tabling, we meet and come in contact with all different types of people, and such as vegan and people who want to live a healthier life and who want to transition their lifestyle and fitness trainers and whatnot. So for us, our business is pretty much very diverse, and it's not hard for us to like really connect and reach out to people and those that are that want to like transition and live a healthier lifestyle. So I would just say, as far as the diversity, like we are very diverse and we have all different kinds of customers and whatnot, and people that we engage with.
That is so great. Actually, seeing how that influences, and like you're saying, everyone needs something. It doesn't matter what they are, and keeping that diverse atmosphere and that diverse, let's say, customer base. It actually teaches you a lot of things too, because you can actually get into their actually culture and what they like to actually help and promote them even better and what they can do in a more valuable and beneficial way. Next, I want to ask Mrs. Coach Gloria. I want to ask, how to use your platform or influence to uplift other Black women business or inspiring entrepreneurs?
So that's a very good question. Actually, I like that question. So for my platform, I'm always in a position where I'm using it to keep mindset shifts. I totally believe in thinking positive, totally believe in being able to think in a way that's going to allow you to progress and achieve and be successful. So on my platform, I'm constantly posting uplifting, impactful quotes. I'm always putting out a reel, something that's, if somebody comes in contact with it, that it will cause them to think, in a way that they will achieve and be successful. Because at times, throughout your day, you need that uplift. You need something that's going to say, oh, you know what? I can do this. I am enough. My perception of myself. So that's what my platform is used for, to always give something that's going to allow for a mindset shift and to uplift that person in whatever field they may be in.
So very true, especially with the mind shift. At times we forget to even give ourselves a break throughout the day. So that does help. You do need that, so just that little bit of that positive sprinkle that you can just give yourself at a minute or a second of the day. And for Miss Tiandra, I wanted to actually ask you, what advice that you were given that you're glad that you didn't follow?
Okay, say that again.
What advice were you given on your journey that you're glad you did not follow?
That's interesting. Advice that I was given that I did not follow. Well, so far it was to expand beyond Black businesses. And like I said earlier, I don't want to box myself in, but I'm glad that I am a resource to the Black businesses here in Louisville. I'm probably like the biggest cheerleader advocate. Anything that I do or any opportunities that I get, the forefront of those are, how can this benefit Black businesses? Everything that I'm involved in goes back to, how can this benefit Black businesses? So where I want to just say small businesses in general, everything I do comes back to Black businesses.
That is good, benefiting somebody. I know sometimes that is a question that we don't even think about, the advice. A lot of times we have the naysayers and we have everyone in our ear chattering what you can't do and things of that nature. So that is good to follow. Sometimes the advice that you're given is not always for you. You have to actually filter it yourself and see how beneficial that may or not be for you as you pursue your journey and continue it. Actually, if you keep going. So I know what's next is what to do actually in going into the breakout rooms. So back to you, Miss Latoya.
Yes, yes. And that's such a great question that I wanted to, if our other panelists could, in 30 seconds to a minute, answer the same question, because I'm interested to hear all of your perspectives on that question about what is some advice that you're glad you didn't take from someone, right? Maybe initially it sounded good, but what is some advice you're glad you didn't take from someone? So I want to hear from Miss Felice, and then we'll toss it to Miss Gloria, and we'll close with Miss Monet.
Okay. So some advice that I'm glad I didn't take from anyone, I could say that a lot of people tell me to be less of me, like because I have a really big personality. I have a strong personality. And I love like my nails. As you see, I got my hoops on. I dye my hair. And they was like, oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do any of that. People won't work with you. Nobody will take you seriously. And it has yet to stop me from getting anything. I'm a lot further than a lot of those people who told me not to do those things. Just to say the least. And oftentimes it's a good conversation starter for the people that they want to get in the room with, because people are like, "Oh, I love your nails. Oh, I love your hair color. What made you do that?" So I'm glad that I did not listen when people told me to be less of who I am, and that I show up. I'm authentically me, but one thing I do know is you can't be all of you everywhere. That's the key to it. You're not supposed to be all of you in front of everybody. But I'm always me.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Gems are being dropped, y'all. Hope you're taking note. All right, Coach Gloria, same question. What is some advice that you're glad you didn't take from someone?
The advice of telling me that it wasn't the time for me to expand myself, thinking that it would be too much, and if we listen to people's opinions about what we should and should not do, we can really cause ourselves to be limited, because at the end of the day, how do they know what we should or should not do? So I'm so glad I didn't listen to that, because I wouldn't be in a position now, you know, um, starting a coaching business, or, even the women's ministry that I have. I would have not done any of it thinking that it would have been too much for me. So I'm glad that I decided to jump in the water, and it has been a great, success.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm hearing like the self-awareness, right? Miss Felice said, be authentically you. She said, you can't be all of you everywhere, but you can be you all the time. So I love that. And I think that's great, because not everyone deserves all of us. We need to reserve all of us for the people that deserve all of us in our lives, right? The people that are dear and close to us. And then what you added, Coach Gloria, about, kind of knowing and being self-aware and kind of understanding what you yourself can take on is very important. So thank you both for sharing that. And we'll have Miss Monet close with the same question. What is some advice that you're glad you didn't take from someone?
I was also told to wait. Wait, and it's not the time. Do one thing at a time. I started both of my businesses at the same time within the same year. And I was always asked, do you think that's too much? What do you think? And I start to realize that my vision is not everyone's vision. And that's why you don't understand the vision, so everybody is not meant to go on the journey. Time is not going to do anything but pass us anyway, so you might as well do something with it. And so therefore, for me, it was, is it too much for me? Do I feel like that I need to wait? I placed the question upon myself, because not everybody understands your journey. Not everybody, like I said, is meant to go on the journey. And I'm a visionary person. I dream big. I believe in dreaming big, because God's dream is even bigger than ours. And so I don't put myself in a small box and isolate myself and say what I can't do. I say what I can do and think of solutions and ways that it would not only help myself and my family, but how it would help the other people that I'm trying to reach as well. And so for me, it was just wait and start and do one thing, don't do this thing. And, people just trying to redirect my path. But when you have faith and you believe in what you want to do and the things that you are set out to do, you just go for it. You go for it because you never know how it's going to turn out. You never know unless you try it. So we have to take our leaps and take our steps of faith and just go out and prosper.
Awesome. Thank you. Let's give our panelists some virtual claps here for their wonderful responses to all of our questions. Yes, thank you so much, Ms. Monet, for closing us out with that. I heard this weekend at a wonderful event that I went to in Roselle, New Jersey. Choose to Live was the theme, and it was hosted by the council people there. And they said, someone said, I'd rather try and fail than to succeed and do nothing. So that related very much to what you just shared, Ms. Monet. So I appreciate all of your answers on that last question. So everyone, this is a networking event. And so because of that, we are going to put you in breakout rooms with our wonderful panelists that we have for you today. And so the goal of the breakout room is 2 questions. So I continue to put your names in the chat box and your businesses, share who you are. But there are 2 questions you're going to answer, or that's going to be answered in the breakout room between all of you. So each one of the participants, you can share what you need, and then the panelists are going to share what they offer, right? So this is a networking event, right? So participants, what do you need? And the panelist is going to answer what they offer. So it's just a nice way to make connections with each other, build and network, use this time to do just that. All right, so I am going to open those breakout rooms. Give me 1 second. In the meantime, please continue to drop your information in the chat. We'll take about 15 minutes in the breakout rooms. Thank you, Ms. C. All right. I'm going to go ahead and open those up. See you all soon. We hope you have some great conversations.
Hey, Denise. Boy, you left Denise out.
Yes, I think because she was coming in right when I opened them. I'm so sorry, Councilwoman Wilkerson.
No
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys too.
You want to join a breakout room, Denise?
No. Yeah.
No.
Yes, I could.
Yes. Okay. And let me move Janelle and Derry. All right, I'll pause recording. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. We should have everyone back in the room in a few minutes. Few seconds, excuse me.
Not fair. Too many gems being dropped, and I don't think everybody got everything they were supposed to get. We need to look, extend the time a little bit.
Yes,
Great stuff.
happens every
Awesome.
time. Happens every
Yeah, we were
time.
having a good conversation, and
Right.
we was dropping some jewels.
Dropping
I
some
really
gems.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
Derry said, "Oh no," in the chat. She must have been having a great conversation.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you all. I cannot believe how fast the time has gone by. That just goes to show you the rich connections and the great networking and just the great conversations that were happening in the main room when we were speaking to our amazing panelists, as well as in your breakout rooms. I was able to stop in each one, hearing the great advice that was being shared, hearing the encouragement. I heard someone say, I needed this. I needed you to say that to me, right? So that's what this is all about. It's hard out there, but it's easier when you can do it together and network and just join in together in partnership to encourage each other. Because business is not easy, but it doesn't mean we should deter from it and not do it. So I appreciate you all doing hard things and sharing your gems with each other and making those connections. So we are ready to wrap up our evening, but I believe our CEO has a wonderful announcement. We're going to bring forth our CEO and founder, Rosie McCamery. She's going to close us out. She has some surprises for all of you who took time out of your day to be here today. So let's welcome her with virtual claps. And we just want to thank her for allowing the Zoom room to be open for this space and having you all here today. So let's clap it up for our CEO and founder, Miss Rosie McCamery.
First of all, let's give everyone on the line a clap, a celebration emoji. This was phenomenal. And I just want to thank every one of our panelists. You were phenomenal, phenomenally done. I think this was an outstanding, showcase of networking at its finest, really, really pouring into our audience and dropping gems and being able to provide them with some tools and knowledge and resources to walk away with, feeling a little bit more inspired, a little bit more empowered, and maybe a little more ready than what they were to begin their journey. I heard some hesitance in the beginning, and then as Latoya mentioned, going through the breakout rooms and listening, like I heard some gems being dropped, and I felt ladies in the room like, yes, give me more. So I love this. I love the energy. Latoya and Miss C, I love you all's energy. You all brought it tonight. And our panelists, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone on the line who participated. We don't count it robbery to have you guys here with us tonight. We know that you all, everybody's busy with their own schedules. So for you all to take the time out to be with us this evening, we really, really appreciate it. And we see you. And we hope this was enlightening for you all. We hope that this was encouraging. We hope that this was empowering for you, as it was for me. I feel like you all did, our panelists did a phenomenal job, and I hope that this was helpful. What I do want to also help to build in with us leaving this room, I don't want us to stop here, right? I want us to continue this connection. I want us to continue this networking. We have people from all over, from Nevada, from Kentucky, from Texas, from Florida, from New York. I mean, we're covering the all four corners of the nation. And we want to make sure that everybody stays connected with one another. So for our panelists, our phenomenal panelists, please drop your contact information, drop your Instagram pages, drop your Facebook pages, your LinkedIn pages, drop those in the chat. For our guests, please make sure that you copy and paste those before we drop off the line tonight, so that you all have that information at your disposal. And you can always reach out to us, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, you name it, we got it. Follow us, and we'll definitely make sure that we get that information to you. What I heard in the rooms, we are multifaceted. Oh my goodness, as women, as Black women, women of color, we are so multifaceted. We are so dynamic and so rich in everything that we do. It's just, I heard so many like I have this business, but then I have this, and then I have this. I'm like, golly, like you all are doing such phenomenal work. And I just really want to make sure that you all are put in the position where you are exceeding and excelling beyond, you know, what you could ever even imagine. I also wanted to answer a question, Miss Latoya. I'm sorry, we called each other Miss and Mr. because we're in the mindset of being in our classes with our youth. But for Latoya and Miss C, they asked a question about what was some advice that you were glad you didn't take. And honestly, for me, I know I'm not a panelist, but I was itching because I wanted to say this so bad. For me, I felt like, you know, I had someone tell me, I had a few different ones tell me at different times and points in my life, you know, that I wouldn't be successful. One, because at the time, I didn't have a degree, or at the time, I didn't have the numbers to prove that I was successful in what I was doing, or whatever the case may be. But I had one friend, or who I thought was a friend, tell me, you know, come back to me when you can prove that you've done something. Come back to me when you can prove by the numbers that you've projected, right? Or that you've come up with, or, you know, come back to me then. And I'm so glad that where we are now, and this has been a couple years ago, but we have numbers now. And we have some really good numbers now. And I'm really glad that I didn't take his advice, because I didn't go back to him. Right? When I sought him out at the time that I needed him, he told me to come back when I had proof of concept. I have the proof of concept, but what I'm not going to do is go back, right? Because for you to tell me that is for you're basically showing me who you are as an individual and as a supporter or non-supporter, right? So why would I want to go back to something like that? So that was the advice that, for me, I was like, that was the best advice I never took. And so I just had to tell y'all that, because that was empowering for me. Anyway, all right. Everybody drop. I'm trying to save some time for you all, so you can drop your jewels in the chat box before we drop off this line. We have about 4 minutes. And we have some great gifts to give away this evening. So I mentioned, you know, I love giving things away, you all. If you know anything about me, if you know anything about our organization, we thrive off of giving back. Every one of us on this line, our entire executive team, I just want to give a shout out to our SOAR executive team on the line, my husband who's on the line, you know, Mr. JR, Professor Dre. I just wanted Miss Tiana and everybody who's on the line. I want to give you all a shout out, because without you all, none of this would be possible. And it really does take a team effort to make what we do possible. And so I just want to give them a shout out for the outstanding, phenomenal work that they do every single day. Miss Latoya, everyone. I just want to give you all a shout out. And then I want to give out some gifts. All right, here we go. So our first gift card, we're giving away two $25 gift cards. Amazon, y'all. Y'all know y'all love some Amazon. I know I do. So our first Amazon gift card is to the first guest who joined the line. Not our panelists. Y'all don't count. Y'all dropped some gems, but y'all don't count for the gift cards. But thank you. But for our first guest who joined the line this evening, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Latoya put it in our group chat that was Sharice. Miss Sharice.
Shut the front door.
Where she at? Yes, ma'am. Sharice B. And we're not being biased just because she came from Shawnee High School, which was the school that I went to, and many of us did. She actually did win that fair and square, according to Latoya. So congratulations to Sharice for that $25 gift card. Absolutely. We have your contact information. You know, I do. So we're going to send that your way. So be
yes, you do. I don't know what happened.
She froze for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Oh, you're back. You're back, Rosie.
Okay.
Oh, was I freezing?
Yes,
No,
you were
I think
freezing.
I was freezing too. Matter of
Oh,
fact, I
okay.
ran through Shiny Park right now going home. So blame it
Okay.
on
All right.
Shiny Park. But thank y'all
Right.
so much.
Excellent. And Sharice hails from Louisville, Kentucky, y'all. We'll be in Louisville, Kentucky next week. I'm super excited to see everybody. Yes. All right. So our next gift, I'm going to ask everyone to participate, even our panelists. So thank you so much. You guys will have an opportunity to win this gift card as well. I'm going to ask every single person, with the exception of our executive team. We are exempt, or excluded rather. I'm going to ask everyone to drop a number in the chat between 1 and 100. Drop a number in the chat. And the one who gets the number or closest to it is the winner. And I'm going to send a number to our executive team so that they are aware. All right, drop them numbers in the chat. I don't want to miss anybody. All right, we already gave away one gift card. Who's going to be our next blessed winner? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Drop them numbers in the chat, y'all. Drop them in the chat. Uh-oh. All right, if it, woo, yeah. We're close. All right, so I'm gonna ask the two who are the closest to this number. All right, because we have one above and one below. I'm gonna ask the two who are the closest to this number. I just want to make sure we have all the numbers first before I go here. All right, the two who are closest to this number would be Michelle Johnston and Angela Maston. All right, now this is a trivia question for you, or I guess a little bit of a history question to see how well you learned about SOAR, how much you knew, or how much you heard in the very beginning. So hopefully you guys were here in the beginning to hear it. This number is actually a part of our history, SOAR's history. It is a year and the year that we were established. So between Michelle and Angela Maston, I think I kind of already gave it away, but I said Michelle and Angela. Janaya is one of our scholars. She's on the line and she's just putting stuff out there. Thank you, Janaya, for that. All right, where we at? Michelle and, all right, so Angela got closest to it. We were established in 2013. And Angela put 2011. Michelle put 2010. So thank you all so much. Yes, to Affinity and Beyond. Congratulations to Angela.
I'm also from Louisville too, so
Yes, I was gonna say two winners hailing from Louisville, Kentucky, y'all. All right.
we're the best. That's just the reason why.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So Angela Maston and my girl Sharice B, you all will receive a $25 gift card. Louisville in the house for sure. And I just want to give a shout out to, again, our panelists. Tiandra and I go way, 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 way back. High school days. Yes, she was also in the travel and tourism program that I was a part of, and the reason why SOAR exists today. So super honored to have you, Monet, same, my girl. I love you and thank you so much. She's doing phenomenal things, y'all, in Louisville, Kentucky. All of these ladies are. Miss Valise, I did not have the pleasure of meeting you, but I am so honored to have heard a little bit about you today. Miss Gloria, yes, we know you very, very well. She is phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And so we just want to thank every one of our panelists, thank everyone on the line, thank all of our executive team members. Thank you all. I would be remiss if I didn't say it. Thank you all so much. We love you all. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
All right, look out for your gift cards, ladies.